a lot of people don't start businesses based off of their passion, but they start it based off of their skill set on a problem that they can either solve or something that they know they can do a little bit better or a little bit different. But if you're a marketer and you're just like, hey, I want to start a wallet company, or are you an operator that wants to start a wallet company? If you're an operator and you want to start a wallet company, I would say no. But if you're a marketer or designer, you could say yes, because you can figure out the operation side of it as you go, but you can't really figure out the other side of it.
Welcome to the ASOM Pod, where we talk a lot. eCom is the path that we walk a lot. From 4 point of views when we're talking shop. Amir from the agency and Jimmy from SAS. John has an Android, but give him a pass, cause he's an operator building brands like a carpenter. And that's Brian, he is the marketer. Like I said, this the ASOM Pod, where we talk a lot. eCom is the path that we walk a lot. From 4 point of views when we're talking shop.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the ASOM Show, a show about perspective from the eyes of an agency, SaaS operator, and a marketer focused on the D2C, retail, and e-commerce space. All right, boys, real quick introductions. John Roman, Andrew Loving, Survival King. How you feeling, brother?
I'm the Tannis now.
You're the tennis now. You've probably never said that in your life before.
I'm a pretty tan person.
You are a tan white dude. Very tan for a white dude. I'll give you that. Yeah. And then we've got Amir Grosinich, the Casper, the friendly ghost, the mayor of Chicago. What's up, man? How you feeling?
That just doesn't fit me.
It doesn't fit
Casper.
you?
No.
Casper?
Casper.
That's what you look like right now. Oh, you
Do
can
I?
work on
Really? My dad, I think it's just the brightness. I think
it's very white, bro. It's very white and not very, yeah. We
Okay,
need to upgrade your equipment. We'll talk about that offline here. We'll take it behind the scenes at HR, but we got to work on your equipment and probably upgrade this basic-ass Logitech that you're using. All right, with that, we've got Brian McDonald, funniest dude on LinkedIn. What's up, man?
Hey, just
Still in the basement? Tan and happy. We're all tan and happy except for Casper. All right. Well, today I prepared a little bit of a game pod. I wanted to create something. I'm titling it The Best and Worst E-commerce Businesses to Start Today. Because, look, guys, everyone wants to start new businesses constantly, but most young entrepreneurs and people who are starting don't actually start off and look at the data. And if you want to start an e-commerce brand, they might see something like on something like TikTok or some gadget that they saw, some tchotchke. But the truth is, based on the data, there's categories that are destined to fail and others that just ultimately print money. So today we're going to kind of go through this and talk about like the best and worst e-commerce businesses to start in 2025 based on margins, supply chains, CAC, LTV, marketplace, and like real economics. So this is how we're going to kind of run this thing. I'm going to kind of say a topic, and I want you guys to guess. We'll start off by guessing what the best and worst are, and we can go into it. So I'm going to start off with who makes the most actual money as a business. So we're talking categories, things like apparel and clothing or pet stores or luxuries, the digital products, supplements, whatever it might be. Let's talk about this. Any guesses who makes the best and the worst margins?
We're talking like gross margin?
Yeah, like actual makes money. Like who makes the most money?
Beauty and personal care.
What else?
luxury.
Okay. What else?
A consumable.
A consumable. Okay. What about worst margins? What do you think are the worst type of businesses off the top of your head?
Food.
Electronics.
Okay. Food. Okay. What else?
Electronics is a good one, John.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's interesting. So I pulled the data, and basically here's kind of your list. Here's your top 4 best high margins. I'd love to discuss this. So first of all, we've got digital products, info commerce, any of that stuff. That kind of makes sense, right? You're selling ebooks, courses.
You're
Technically
selling nothing,
still e-commerce. 90 to 98% margins on these things. Quite cool, actually. The good to know. Second one is, this is very specific, which I thought was really interesting. Supplements with reoccurring LTV, 70 to 85% margins. Yeah, it's probably a reason why there's so many supplement companies out in this world these days. The third highest and best margin is beauty and skincare with a 60 to 80% margin with extremely low returns, which I thought was interesting that they called that out. And
that is interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting that there's low returns.
That the industry has low returns, or
Yes.
that okay.
Is it because they can return it once they try it?
They just keep it. That's why everyone's makeup drawers has 4,000 things in it.
Brian, I think, is speaking from his own drawer experience.
Yeah.
Brian's like, my wife gives me one corner drawer and she's got 18 under drawers and they're all for her stuff, isn't it? It's true.
It's a great call out.
Amir's not married yet, but he will eventually learn that that's how this life works. You get the corner and she gets everything else.
Yeah. She hoards all the tanning stuff.
Yes. And then the fourth one, you'll like this, Brian, is pet food.
Hell yeah.
50 to 70% margins with exploding demand is what they're seeing in the data right now.
Love that.
I think that's very interesting. So there's your 4. Any thoughts on those? Are those what you would expect out of the best?
Exactly what I would expect. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the low end side of things. All right. So number 1 is apparel, low margins, high returns. It's actually a data point.
One thing I would challenge on that one, custom apparel, on the other hand, very high margins.
Well, yeah, but there probably isn't a TAM the same size as you have for regular apparel. Not everyone can afford custom clothing. America.
I know, but I'm just saying.
We're not all princes of places.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for companies like you created our hat. It's custom hat.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't
Great
know.
margin.
Yeah. No, thanks for the feedback, Amir. What's next?
We got electronics, right? You guys predicted that one. That makes a lot of sense anyways, right? So there is not very much margin in electronics, 5 to 15% as a business in electronics. The next one is home decor. And the reason why is it's not because it's just hard to sell home decor, but the high freight and the high damage problem that occurs. I think this is the Wayflyer issue, right? You guys ever ordered something on Wayflyer before and you get it damaged? And if you get a little bit damaged and you call them up, they'll literally send you the same product and say, just keep the product.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a reason why I have, as I was cleaning my garages, I'm like, to my wife, why do we have the exact same thing here in pieces over here that we already built and bought? She's like, oh yeah, when Wayfair damaged it, they sent us another one. I wanted to keep the old one for parts, so now I've got 2 of them, and I only paid for 1.
So we have 3 this year. Colleen did just baby proofing, did these 3 new cabinets and 2 new cabinets. We now have a 3rd one that's literally by the door, and it's because of that.
Yeah.
There was a slight damage, and she reaced out, and they were like, yeah, we're just going to send you another one.
Kind of crazy. That tells you something about the return problem, right?
Yeah.
Yo, OmniSend is back with some new swag. AI is now in the mix. Yeah, you heard that. Smarter and better. Let AI decide. Personalize every line. Take your brand worldwide. How about 24/7 support? MJ of basketball, but email their sport. So sit back, relax, watch the magic unfold. Let the folks at OmniSend get your story told. Tired of staring at blank pages? OmniSend AI doesn't hit you with writer's block. Their new AI writes your emails, personalizes content, and builds customer segments instantly. Just whisper who it's for, and AI figures out the rest. Join 125,000 users already winning with OmniSend's email, SMS, and push notifications. Backed by 24/7 amazing support, visit omnisend.com today and let them know Awesome sent you.
Yeah, and then the last one is jewelry, which is low trust, it's oversaturated, and the biggest problem online on e-commerce. This is e-commerce related, guys, by the way, just so you know. Tough differentiation. I guess it's really hard to show off how really good your jewelry is.
Online, yeah.
So based on margins, this is who actually makes money, who doesn't make money. So I have a question. Like, if you have a friend, and I'm gonna go to Amir. Amir, Bob Jones comes to your door and says, Amir, we've been friends since 1993 when e-commerce started, and I've watched you on e-commerce. And I want to start a blah, 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 and they have less than a 50% margin. Let's just say he wants to start an electronic business. What would you respond to that these days?
Well, first of all, I don't think of Bob Jones would be like friends with Amir. You're talking probably like
because
a Farad
Pastor
Faradovich.
is friends with the friendly ghost. He's a friendly
like
ghost.
Farad Faradovich comes to you, Amir.
Okay.
That's more. I mean, that's like Farad Faradovich.
It's a little aggressive. Jesus.
Okay, but Amir, how would you respond to that, knowing this data?
I mean, that's a convoluted question.
That's why I asked you.
Yeah, I know.
So the data tells you that it has a less than a sub 50% margin. No one should start a business with sub 50% margins in their head, in my humble opinion, especially if you're a sole entrepreneur.
My biggest thing is this, and this kind of applies almost to nearly every business. Validation of marketplaces.
Okay.
If you cannot validate a marketplace and move a product on marketplace, you need to think twice about it. And then if you can move it on a marketplace, depending on what fees there are and where you're selling, you can kind of like calculate backwards where you need to be and still move product while you're maybe trying to figure out how you're acquiring customers. Now it depends what kind of electronics they're selling. If they're like TVs, this becomes a whole different challenge with shipping, with returns, with all of that stuff. If they're selling accessory cables for iPhones,
it's a very political answer, but the question is, if the margin is under 50%, which a company like an electronic company is it even responsible to support that initiative? Like, as on your side, as a friend of an entrepreneur to somebody?
Well, no, I think it depends. Like, again, it's like, just because it's not an extremely high profit margin, it doesn't mean it's a bad business.
Right.
It's what's like a sustained business. How are you going to go? For example, if you are like Almost Pride and you can achieve organic growth with a low margin business and you can figure that part out, it's not necessarily a bad business. If you're going to say, I'm going to dump a ton of money in Meta and that's my strategy, I'm probably going to say, like, think twice about it.
Support but educate.
Yeah, support but educate. Okay,
yeah.
That's a good way to look at it. I think it's interesting because it's like, when you think about apparel brands or like, home, furniture, decor, jewelry, like you see this in e-commerce quite often because people like apparel, they like jewelry, they like these things and they want to start businesses around it. But based on the data, it shows that it would be an irresponsible business to start, especially knowing that margins are very important when you're playing in e-commerce. So,
yeah.
Anyways, okay. Moving to that, next point of that conversation is marketplace competition. I think one of the points that I went into looking data and said, does marketplace, when you think about a great business to start in a marketplace and the worst, what are the great ones to win in? And so marketplace, the data that I found on the best, well, let me ask you guys real quick. What do you guys think are the best types of businesses to start on marketplace ultimately?
Like you're talking about your Amazon, Walmart's, Target?
Yeah. I want to sell on those places. And that's the kind of business. I want to start an Amazon business.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, something that is not expensive to ship, right? So what a lot of people don't know for marketplace stuff is, for the most part, in order to qualify for FBA and Amazon Prime Delivery, you have to stock to Amazon's fulfillment of palletized and locations that they want your product in, right? So you have to, number one, afford inventory for marketplaces. So you have to have cash to even like create pallets to ship out to the warehouses, and then also make sure that you're shipping like somewhat of a high marginal, low cost shipment product in order to fulfill those warehouses, or else you're out of that ball game, at least when you initially start, because you don't have the six figures in cash to fulfill to even start on those marketplaces, right? So I think that comes into it too.
So what kind of businesses would you start? And what do you think are the best?
Ridge Wallet would be a great example. And I also think too, like, it's a for someone, it's like, what's your skill set and what is your passion? A lot of people don't start businesses based off of their passion, but they start it based off of their skill set on a problem that they can either solve or something that they know they can do a little bit better or a little bit different. But if you're a marketer and you're just like, hey, I want to start a wallet company, or are you an operator that wants to start a wallet company? If you're an operator and you want to start a wallet company, I would say no. But if you're a marketer or designer, you could say yes, because you can figure out the operation side of it as you go, but you can't really figure out the other side of it, right? So I think it also depends too. Is it you, multiple people? What's your strength? What's the reason why you're starting the business? And then you have to really like go top of funnel based off of like what you're really good at. And I think that helps sort of make some decisions too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, for me, like the wallet, I would never do that. Like for me, if we're talking about marketplace,
that's just an example, John. Not saying wallets, but I'm saying something that is maybe an accessory, lightweight, high marginal, something that can fit in like a mailer, something that you can ship USPS.
No,
but it has to be a universal good. It can be something that comes sizes different.
To me, consumable is the answer here.
Yep. Okay.
Interesting.
Sales tax stress, let Kintsugi slide. AI in your pocket, now enjoy the ride. 9 hours saved, that's time back and play. No tax guy needed, AI clears the way. Errors cut deep, not with this plan. 98.3%, my man. Click once, integrate, white glove, you'll see. Mention awesome, get 3 months for free. Sales tax headaches? Kintsugi AI turns tax chaos into something beautiful. The smart AI monitors, files, and optimizes your sales taxes automatically, saving customers 9 hours monthly while cutting errors by 98.3%. No expensive tax guy needed here. One-click integrations and white glove support. Mention awesome for 3 months free at trykintsugi.com.
So based on data, the best, I'll start with the best and then we'll go to the worst here, but the best type of marketplace competition starts with where China, basically the TLDR is that there's a competition layer called China, basically, that it's involved here. So they say regulatory categories that China avoids, supplements, indigestibles, things like that, are number one. Number two is community-driven brand categories. Pets, hobbies, and lifestyles are really great. And then premium products that rely on trust, not price. Like those are the best type of businesses to start. And then on the worst side, right? And I want to discuss this real quick, which I think is really interesting. Low ticket items that are under $20 will get you crushed. Generic gadget items, fidget spinners, basic things, t-shirts, like things that are very like generic. And then fast fashion, things that can be produced fast quantity and sold for really cheap. That's impossible to beat, where they come from China ultimately, so it's cheaper to get it from China and direct and faster. So that's what the data shows. What are your thoughts on this? Like, why do you think that, a lot of brands fall into this trap? Like, why do you think, is it because they see so many options? Is it because they source from China? Do you think that's ultimately probably the problem that comes into place?
Yeah, I think that probably is the major problem, right? They're sourcing from China. So if you're sourcing from China, it's probably not the move. If you're trying to have a moat,
yeah. Right? No, I mean, if you're trying to start a business, because this is like the worst and the best businesses to start. So we're talking about Amazon businesses that you might start. And according to the data, yeah, you want to build something that has some level of moat. And it sounds like the only real moat is the regulatory category.
Yeah, some of them with regulations, so they can't.
Yeah,
so
it makes it easy. Or if you're category driven, I think it's really interesting that pet keeps coming up. And I don't think pet's been historically a really exciting value or a
I think it's exciting
really since COVID.
Yeah, post-pandemic, right?
Yeah. People are obviously not getting married earlier. They're getting dogs and cats instead of husbands and wives, right? They're renting or leasing for a longer period of time. And they and now you have the generational shift and, like consumer health habits transferring to animal. And that never really existed with our parents or their parents. They fed gave their dogs the cheapest leash, the cheapest food, They put bowls in like the bowl in the kitchen cabinet, right? Like it was a weird era. That category probably shifted a complete 180 faster than most, just based off of probably COVID, but also like the economy. Even though the economy was like down for some folks, it did the inverse on pet, where it's like, oh man, everyone's like I shared that thing, like the medium home buyer now is 40. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's bad. Pet people are like, dude, that's great, man, because that means the younger people are just getting dogs and cats, and they're not having kids, they're not getting married. So that the whole category did a complete 180. And to your point about the regulatory stuff, like for us to release a new product, I mean, it's like a year-long cycle, right? You have to apply via state. So you have to go state by state. You have to apply for your FDA, AFCO regulations, send in testing. Like it's very hard to come out with a pet food. Very, very hard. And it creates a moat because it's just, there's so much work. And also, OMAs wouldn't have existed if Miller Farms didn't exist and we weren't already in human food, because the cost to start up a pet food company without manufacturing in place is very expensive. To pay someone to make your food in the U.S. because it has to be made in the U.S. versus making a T-shirt and having someone in China make it and having it shipped over. You can't do that in pet food. So it
makes
creates
sense, actually.
It creates a natural moat, and it's very hard to do. And it costs, unless you're coming out with treats or toys. And the category that's really growing, pet, is it's either air dried, freeze dried, frozen raw, and frozen fresh, like a farmer's dog. Those are really the 4 categories that's like catapulted. Kibble's pretty much stabilized, so bag kibble's almost flatlined the past 12 months. That's really, and those are the most expensive products to make. So it creates a natural moat for sure.
It makes sense. So when's Oma's going on Amazon?
When they start shipping frozen food.
This is true. I'm sure they'll solve this problem soon. They solved cars.
Well, they'll buy Chewy eventually, is my guess. Another couple years.
Oh, that's a good point. They'll just buy Chewy. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll buy Chewy like they did Whole Foods. 3 to 5 years is my guess. It's either going to be Chewy, or it's either going to be Amazon or Target. I think that gobbles them up, because Target has a good play because they can bring them in a grocery, and then Amazon has a good play because they can also bring them in a grocery, Whole Foods. But yeah, that's my guess.
Interesting. Cool.
Competitor data, right at your fingertips. That's what Particle has, so don't think of it. Genie in a bottle to grant you a bigger wish. Hungry for more? They'll serve food on a bigger dish. Provide an AI analyst for all the trends. Stop guessing, start winning, let them be your friend. Track retail sales to your advantage. They're a genie in a bottle. Your wish is granted.
Are you tired of relying on guesswork when it comes to pricing your products or understanding your competitors? Meet Particle, the AI-powered data platform built for modern e-commerce brands. With Particle, you'll get real-time insights, competitor analysis, and pricing intelligence. Whether you're scaling your D2C brand or optimizing your strategy, Particle helps you make smarter decisions faster. Check out particle.com today and tell them Awesome sent you.
All right. I want to go to the paid engine because, as we know, e-commerce grows on, not saying all, before Brian gets all in a hizzy here, not saying that every business needs to grow on paid ads, but the reality is like 90% of e-commerce businesses grow on paid ads. So let's use that. Is that a fair number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 90%. So what do you guys think are the best? And this is interesting because it's not, I'm not posing the best margins. I'm not posting the best. What's the best businesses that you are building that are relying based on paid advertising versus in a very much a CAC versus LTV scenario here? What do you guys think?
I'll go first, and I think Brian will agree with me. I think everybody will agree here. I think everybody has the same answer: subscriptions, some sort of reoccurring
That's
revenue.
a good one.
Because the when you're able to extrapolate an LTV, the CAC, the customer acquisition cost you can play with, is obtainable, right?
Yep.
I think
so
right
supplement-driven consumables like supplements, skincare,
yes.
pet food, 100% are great.
100%.
That's on the best category. It's actually considered the best. What else you guys got? Best and worst?
I would maybe think baby and pets.
Baby
Cosmetics.
Pet seems to be everywhere.
Yeah, pet is very big. Yeah, so emotional categories are big on paid engines, apparently, right? With repeat sentiment, ultimately. What else do you guys think is best and worst?
Yeah, I mean, anything that helps people who are fat, slow, ugly.
That's not very nice, Brian. The call.
Anything that helps people that are fat, slow, or ugly.
I mean, that's pretty spot on, right?
No, you're not wrong.
Now, I would maybe say like large furniture.
Okay. I don't have that on either of my lists here, but that's an interesting one. And large furniture would be probably a bad or good, you think?
A bad
one. Okay.
Yeah. I think for an online transaction, I think if somebody's like trying to get you into the store, maybe not.
That would fall under maybe the one and done product, meaning like there's no real long-term LTV.
Yeah. That's
okay. So I'm going in a different direction on worse than anything average order value under $50. Like,
I don't have that on my list, but it makes sense. I think that
like
just typically it makes sense.
A low AOV becomes
especially with the one-time purchase product.
I guess it's a commodity category, basically, right? Anything cheap is going to be a commodity like that in most cases.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So a Temu, a Shein competitor, basically a race to zero ultimately. So that is one of the worst categories if you think that you're in a commodity.
Yeah.
What else? Okay, here's the last worst one, which is, I think this is kind of generic, but it says low differentiation general goods. So
No differentiator general goods.
yeah, I think
Like
that's like a
jewelry?
commodity. It's the same thing.
Yeah, or
basically.
what are the things you're always talking about, Brian? That your buddy sells? Tumblers.
Tumblers.
Yep.
Yeah, tumblers.
Good old
is one
tumblers.
that kind of-
Tumblers are hard to sell. I mean, especially on a paid engine.
But what
I
if
think
you
there
offer
has to be
50%
more
off?
to it, right?
Yeah. 50% off. People will buy them.
Love it. Always on discount. All right. I like that one because that kind of gives you a kind of understanding of where people are spending on paid. All right. The next category I went and researched a little bit, which I thought was really interesting, was I mentioned earlier returns and customer support, because just because you can sell crap online doesn't mean that it's not coming back or it's going to return or different things. So guess what you guys think are, we already kind of said the low return, the best one was supplements. We already know that one. But what other ones do you think are the best for returns and customer support? Meaning like no one's contacting you, no one's in front of you, they just take the product and done, versus the worst ones?
I'm going to say pet, just based off of my experience.
Okay. Yeah. Pet
up
doesn't
there?
come up. Well, I guess it's convenience-based consumable. That's what you guys fall under.
Yes, yeah.
So
So
yes,
that's
that would
up
be
there, yeah.
a great topic.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's best in returns,
Okay.
best in class. What do you guys think? Best, worst? Stop cheating on Gronk over there, Amer. I can see you. He's on Gronk right now. Gronk.
Worst I have. I'm trying to figure out what else could be best though.
Because I know
Yeah,
Amer
worst
likes
is
to
tough.
cheat. Look at him looking over to the left. Don't you look at to the left.
To my right.
I'll
You
go.
were
I'll,
looking to
I'll
the
go
left.
worst before Amir looks it up. I'm gonna say apparel because of all the size specific is a nightmare.
Yeah, dude. Apparel comes in at first at a 20 to 40% return rate for an average.
That's so high.
Dude, that's ugly. I don't think I experienced it. I think we had, well, my brand had a no return.
Yours is
policy.
premium.
Yeah, we had a premium no brand return policy. So it worked out all right, but we ended up with chargebacks, of course. So I guess there's complexity to it.
Jesus.
What else?
Was chargebacks was a problem?
Chargebacks was always a problem.
Huh.
They can't return it.
Good
They're gonna
one.
Charge back.
Cars.
Cars don't show up on, for return?
So stupid.
I'm just basing it off our previous
I'm so confused.
pods with Amazon.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
yeah. No, that doesn't show up on the list.
No, now I was trying to think of something like off the wall.
Beverage?
that-
No, I didn't go deep, dude. I went simple.
Okay.
Dude. It's actually very simple. Okay, let's go to it. So you've got the best. You guys already said low return like supplements, and then convenience based. But the other one is durable items with no sizing complexity. So things without sizing complexity don't get it. Now, the worst. So you guys said apparel. Shoes, believe it or not, have an even higher return rate than apparel. Dude, that's a bad business. Ultimately, it's a hard business when you're returning shoes and boxes. It makes sense though, right? When we go buy shoes, I don't know about you guys. When you go buy shoes, you put them on, you walk around in the store with them, you like make sure they feel all right. That's kind of hard to do online. In fact, I bought a pair of shoes recently that I bought, and I guess I did return them because they were not as described when it came to comfort, at least for me.
So my wife for my birthday bought me 5 pairs of shoes.
Wow.
with the understanding that I was going to try them all on and I was going to return some. She thought I was going to return 3 pairs. I ended up returning 2.
Okay.
But that was built into the game plan.
So here's why I'm terrible with this stuff. I normally don't buy shoes online, but when I do, I always buy multiple sizes.
Yeah, like I feel like at times, I'm a
That's a
expert
terrible. So
at
don't start a shoe business is what I'm hearing right now.
No, don't start anything size specific. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
size
every
specific
brand runs
stuff.
different. Every model runs different.
And you
So
know what the
true.
worst on return number 3 is? It's electronics.
Ooh.
Makes sense. I've returned
Honestly,
plenty of
yeah.
electronics, right?
I have 2. Yeah.
I haven't a lot, but I do my research with electronics.
Not every consumer is so highly researched like you, Amer.
Yeah, we don't have 4 days to buy a charger.
I don't live with Rob Gronkowski, who's here just answering all my questions the whole time.
Oh,
right.
Gronk, what should I do? I don't know, here.
Hey man, you should pass the ball.
Yeah. Buy a MacBook, then spike it.
All right. I want to go to the next one because this one's a fun one. I like this one, which is trends and demand data, basically. Where are consumers spending their money right now? What do you guys think? Where do people spend their money and least amount of money right now?
I feel like I know. Spoiler alert: pet.
Yeah,
People
Pet's
are
up there.
spending on pet.
Pet is considered recession resilient because people feed their pets before they feed themselves. I'm sure Brian knows
I would say
that.
luxury goods. People are spending money
True.
on.
Very true.
What is that?
Luxury goods?
Luxury
Like
goods. It's not on my list
jewelry
right now.
No?
Luxury good is not, because luxury people likes to buy luxury things.
We're gonna go
Collectibles?
Collectibles. They are not
Hobby?
on. No, collectibles are not. Well, this might kind of fall. No, I don't think that falls into it. So no, collectibles are not on here. All right, I'll give you guys a little bit of the best, right? So best consumer data trends where people are still spending right now, and growth is double digits year over year right now. Everything in health and wellness right now.
Makes sense.
A good one.
makes sense.
Makes
Nice
sense.
pass.
Pet care, of course, is number 2. Number 3 is home organization and lifestyle efficiency.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. We just got freezer organizers for the freezer. They're like buckets.
He's like, we spent $49.99 on this. Yeah, that. Yeah.
That
All right.
checks out.
All right. And number 4 of where the people are spending the most money right now are creator brand products, trust-based commerce. This is an interesting one. They called it out as a creator brand product. So brands created by creators are one of the best dollar-moving consumer trends right now.
Like your Primes and Mr. Beast, those types of things.
Yep.
Your
Things like that.
Kylie Cosmetics.
Yes. All right. And what about the worst e-commerce consumer spending trends? None of you guys have named even one of the worst yet.
Well, I think Amir did earlier. Didn't he say bulky furniture? Like big furniture?
That's not on the consumer spending side though. It's not the lowest demand.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought it for sure would be on this.
Yeah. So the lowest demand item right now is general home goods, like things that you can buy in Temu for cheaper.
Okay.
All right. Same thing with commodity kitchen gadgets. That's a number 2. Number 3 is generic bedding, blankets, decor. I thought that was really interesting that that's a consumer trend that's occurring right now.
People just don't care anymore.
They don't care anymore. I think that's really interesting that they don't care. Or maybe they don't care about brand names, or maybe they're keeping them longer. Maybe that's the answer. Because how often do you change your, buy new sheets, do you think?
I wonder if people burn themselves out, like because of COVID, staying at home, everybody spent all this money to make their homes comfortable, and now it's like, I don't care anymore.
Now they're not home.
Yeah, now they've swung the other way.
Yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting kind of thing. And then the last one that it kind of spit back to me is that it's products with complexity basically are not consumer spending these days. I don't know what that means by that. That's a random answer, but I'm assuming that it means things that have a lot of moving factors, or maybe it's hard to understand. I don't know.
Products where you have to educate.
Yeah, maybe that's an
complex
education
that
piece.
side.
Yeah. Okay.
Building product.
Yeah, it could be. All right. So those are interesting that they broke them down into categories. So then I took all that data and said, take that data for me and tell me all the best ranked based on all this data points. What would I start today and what shouldn't we start today? Like, what are the 5 worst businesses to start today and the 5 best models to start today? So you guys already know Pet's on there.
Yeah, and we know you said the last one, beauty and wellness. So like a beauty and wellness subscription is what you should
beauty and
buy.
wellness. And it doesn't even, so supplements with reoccurring supplements is number 1, the best model to start today for e-commerce based on data that's relevant in the last 12 months. Beauty and skincare or dermatologist-backed products, right? I don't know if you guys have been, maybe I'm just getting targeted with these, but I get a lot of Korean skincare ads. I think I'm getting targeted personally.
Yeah, I don't get any. Weird.
Okay, well, I buy them, so I guess that makes even more sense.
Facial
Which is why I'm
recognition.
so beautiful, and I look not so pale like Casper over there. So, we got pet
Poor
consumables.
Amir's got a deck there for no reason.
I know. We got to get him a better camera. Okay, here's another one of the best models. This, to back your thing, high AOV niche hobby brands. High AOV niche hobby brands.
So like a battle box.
Like battle box.
Like a battle box.
Yeah.
It's a great business, so we should start Battle Box 2 or something.
Or like I Am the Chef 2, or like one of those guys
Yeah,
owns.
same kind of.
The baseball one. Yep.
So they always say that that's a really good business model to start. And the last one, number 5, is digital education, physical products, hybrid infos, yada, 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 basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's always been a good business model. All right. So based on all the information we've said, what are the 5 worst? You guys should be able to name this off at this point.
Yeah.
Apparel.
Go ahead, Amir.
Apparel,
Go ahead, Brian. I did mine.
Yeah.
Consumer
electronics, okay.
Suck on that one, Amir.
Novelty, home goods stuff.
Bedding, home decor, yep.
Yeah.
Ding. Okay, keep going.
We're gonna
thought
go.
furniture.
Commodity products.
Yeah, 4th, yep. Bing.
Complex products or whatever you said earlier.
Yeah.
Simple. You guys are overthinking it.
Food.
No. What else we missed?
Apparel.
Furniture.
Shoes.
No. Electronics.
Electronics.
Oh, you said electronics.
I said electronic.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
Yeah,
say
it's
electronics? I didn't hear that one. Then sorry, I didn't hear it. All right,
I
so
heard it, you
electronics is
didn't.
the last one. So
That's
those
all
are the 5 words. So basically, they say in 2025, if you were to start an e-commerce business, you should do a supplement with reoccurring, a beauty skincare, a pet or pet consumable or accessory, a high AOV niche hobby, or some kind of digital education product. Those are the 5 best products to launch right now. For margins, rankings, search, paid, customer support, like taking into all of those into account of what it really means to run a business. Okay?
Yeah. So a beauty and some kind of consumable product that you can put on your face, eat, or put on your dog's face or feed your dog.
And
That's
if it's creator brand led, even
yeah.
better.
And we'll get a celebrity about it. Yeah.
Yes, and celebrity, and it needs to be and it needs to be emotional too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll,
Fat,
cr-
slow,
we'll
and ugly.
cry as the influencer rubs it on their face and their pet.
Yeah, and
Hey,
she's
just-
crying because she's so beautiful now, and she's
So
like, "Oh my
good.
god, my skin is so beautiful."
So ideally, right, if we're gonna TLDR this, if you have a fat, slow, ugly dog with warts on their face, you need to purchase our lotion that you can put on the face and eat.
You can eat it and your pet can eat it.
Backed
Yeah,
by
I think- Dude.
Kylie Jenner, now available at almostpride.com.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But she wouldn't go for. We'll get the other one, the Courtney. We'll get the
Courtney,
No,
yeah.
no,
Kylie's
no,
too
what's
expensive.
The tall one.
Yeah,
the tall one that likes
we can get the
basketball.
other one, the one that switched, the LBG trans one.
Their dad, Caitlyn,
Yeah. What's
Bruce Jenner. No.
yes. For a product like that, you need Bruce Jenner.
Okay, we'll get Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner to do. it.
Okay.
Amir's so uncomfortable.
Okay, so now if we talk about the worst businesses to start, I mean, basically, don't start clothing. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Don't sell gadgets. Don't sell
electronics.
bedding and home decor or
Don't sell home
electronics.
goods, yeah.
Unless you've got something that's like just something new that you made and innovative. I think that's the only time an electronic ever makes sense.
And there's
ultimately.
exceptions to all of these.
Oh, of
that
course.
are-
And that's the
good.
thing about these things is, right? The honest answer is these worst bottles are probably the ones that are least saturated too, because everyone fails.
Yeah.
So you could also argue that I'm such a great person that I'm going to go attack
I'm
this
gonna
and
go
start
with
it
one
off.
of the bad 5.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Look at True Classics, right?
Yeah, apparel is one of the worst bottles to start, and here we are. We've got apparel. I mean, you can look at True Classic, Cuts, and Built. They all started around the same time, around like 2015 to 2017, and they're all arguably they're all $100 million brands plus.
And look at the generation before them. Untuckit, same thing. Like they all went in a very, very, very difficult place.
And that's really the wrap up of this episode. Is like, yeah, we went through data, and if you're going to be a data driven entrepreneur and make decisions based around it, that's what you should be building for. But the reality is, everybody is a unique snowflake, and you can build whatever the heck you want, and you can go inspire. But the chances of failure based on data shows that these are the types of businesses you should be opening and you shouldn't be. You guys agree with this list?
Yeah. But I think you're what you said at the end is so spot on, right? Like just the 5 all the best models are also going to be the most competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amir, on
Everything's
your side of
conditional.
things, you work with a lot of people. I'm not trying to get you to call out anybody, but like when you see success, do you think that that's how the success measure falls on some of the models that you see today, or do you guys see this data wrong?
I'll tell you this much. In my opinion, from my experience with all the entrepreneurs that I've talked to, I think it starts with the person.
That's a fair answer.
I can tell right off the bat, and I've walked away from opportunities where I just know the idea is great. Whatever they're building, it's a cool product or even service at times. But the person and the way they're operating, I don't think is going to be successful. And every time I walked away from it, I hate to say it, I wish I was wrong for their sake, but 100% right. It just starts with the person.
I wish I could say every investment I made has been good, but oftentimes not, and oftentimes it's because of that reason.
Yeah, you made a lot of bad ones, right, John?
Like products.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's interesting.
Trying to make Avoca laugh.
Why? Oh, why were you trying to evoke a laugh? I'm so confused.
Yeah, he said I made a lot of bad. I said, yeah, you made a lot of bad investments, right, John?
Yeah, I mean, not all operators are created equal.
Cool.
We're talking about the one that we were all talking about before, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, we know what you're talking about. We don't need to go down to that. We don't need to go hit the ball over the net to talk about it.
And I think anyone that invests realizes that most of them are bad investments. You just saw that one or two are.
Yeah, and I think that as we end this pod here, like the reality is like, again, like, yes, this data shows you something, but you're right, Amer. Like the founder, whoever's running it or whoever's working on the operator is the most important picture here. And the honest answer, you just pivot. They'll pivot until they figure it out ultimately, right? So cool. Well, that was cool. I thought that was a little fun one. I wanted to try something a little bit new here today and bring some data and talk about it. And I thought some of this stuff is not surprising because we're operators and we're on the ground floor ultimately and we see this stuff. But someone who's listening to this pod might have been like, oh, I've been thinking about starting this business, and at least we can give them a warning. If that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, but if you are about to start an apparel business, just know it's an uphill battle.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, for John Roman, Brian McDonald, Amer Grosinich, my name is Jimmy Kim. Thank you guys for listening to the ASOM Pod as always. Make sure you tune in, subscribe, like, do all that stuff. And Brian is ready to salute you on today's Veterans Day. Shooting this, so
it's Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. See ya.
Welcome to the ASOM Pod, where we talk a lot. eCom is the path that we walk a lot. From 4 point of views when we're talking shop.